Did you know that the second largest continent on Earth is slowly but surely tearing itself apart? Africa, a landmass we often think of as ancient and unchanging, is in the middle of a colossal geological transformation. Over millions of years, it's splitting in two, a process that will eventually create a brand new ocean and reshape the world map as we know it. This isn't science fiction. It's one of the most incredible geological events happening on our planet right now. So, what's causing this continental breakup? How do we know it's happening? And what will the future look like? Let's dive deep into the fascinating story of Africa's Great Divide. To understand why Africa is splitting, we need to talk about the very ground beneath our feet. The Earth's surface isn't one solid piece. It's broken up into massive slabs of rock called tectonic plates, which are constantly moving, floating on a sea of semi-molten rock called the asthenosphere. Think of them like giant, slow-moving rafts. These movements are driven by immense heat from the Earth's core. Creating convection currents in the mantle, hot material rises, cools, and sinks, pushing and pulling the plates above. There are a few ways these plates can interact. They can collide, slide past each other, or, in the case of Africa, they can pull apart. This is called a divergent boundary. When a continent sits over a spot where tectonic forces are pulling it in opposite directions, it starts to stretch, thin, and eventually crack. This process is known as continental rifting, and it's the very beginning of the birth of a new ocean. The star of this show is the East African Rift System. It's a massive network of valleys, volcanoes, and faults that stretches for thousands of kilometers, all the way from the Middle East down to Mozambique. This isn't a subtle feature. It's a giant scar on the face of the continent, and it's where the action is happening. This rifting process isn't new. It's been going on for about 25 to 30 million years. It's a slow, grinding process, but sometimes it gives us a dramatic reminder of the power at play. So what's providing the muscle for this continental tug-of-war? Underneath a specific part of East Africa, a region known as the Afar Triangle, lies a massive mantle plume. Imagine a giant blowtorch of superheated rock rising from deep within the Earth's mantle. This plume, called the Afar plume, is pushing up against the African plate from below. It heats the crust, causing it to bulge upwards, become brittle, and weaken. This makes it much easier for the tectonic stretching forces to pull the continent apart. The combination of this upward push from the plume and the sideways pull from plate tectonics is the 1-2 punch that's splitting Africa. The evidence for this split is everywhere, especially if you know where to look. Scientists use GPS stations scattered across the continent to measure the movement of the land with millimeter precision, and the data is clear. The eastern part of Africa is moving away from the rest of the continent. But you don't even need high-tech gear to see the effects. The landscape itself tells the story. Let's take a closer look at the East African Rift System itself. It's so big that it's actually split into two main branches: the Eastern Rift and the Western Rift. The Eastern Rift Valley, which runs through Ethiopia and Kenya, is the more famous of the two. It's a land of dramatic escarpments and active volcanoes. Iconic mountains, like Mount Kilimanjaro and Mount Kenya, although dormant, are products of the intense geological activity here. The valley floor is dotted with volcanoes and hot springs, all signs of the hot mantle lurking just beneath the thinned crust. This branch is considered more volcanically active and is a classic example of a developing rift. Then you have the Western Rift, also known as the Albertine Rift. This branch is different. It's characterized by deeper, steeper-sided valleys that have filled with water over millennia, creating some of the world's largest and deepest lakes. We're talking about Lake Tanganyika, Lake Malawi, and Lake Albert. These aren't just regular lakes. They are rift lakes, born from the earth tearing itself open. This branch has fewer volcanoes, but experiences more earthquakes, another clear sign of the crust being pulled and broken. Now, Let's go back to that special spot I mentioned, the Afar Triangle. This region, straddling Ethiopia, Eritrea, and Djibouti, is one of the most geologically unique places on Earth. It's a triple junction, a point where three tectonic plates are all pulling away from each other. The Arabian Plate to the northeast, and the two parts of the African Plate, the Nubian Plate to the west, and the Somali Plate to the southeast. The Afar Triangle is like a window into the future. Here, the continental crust has been stretched so thin that it's almost gone. The landscape is a harsh, otherworldly desert of volcanoes, lava flows, and vast salt flats lying below sea level. It's here that the continent is literally unzipping. In 2005, scientists witnessed a spectacular event. A series of earthquakes shook the region, and in just a few days, a massive crack, 60 kilometers long and up to 8 meters wide, opened up in the desert floor. Magma was injected into this crack from below, creating what's called a dike. This was a powerful demonstration that continental rifting doesn't just happen grain by grain. It can happen in sudden, dramatic bursts. This is how new oceans are born, inch by inch, and sometimes meter by meter. So, what is the grand finale of this epic process? The entire split is happening along the boundary between two major sections of the African Plate. The larger Nubian Plate, which makes up most of Central and Western Africa, and the smaller Somali Plate, which includes the Horn of Africa and the eastern coastline. As the rift continues to widen, the Somali Plate is slowly but surely breaking away. What does the future hold? Well, don't pack your beach towels just yet. This is a process that unfolds on a geological timescale. Scientists estimate that it will take another 5 to 10 million years for the Rift Valley to widen enough for the ocean to flood in completely. Think of the Red Sea or the Gulf of Aden. Those are examples of more advanced rifts where the ocean has already broken through. The East African Rift is heading in that same direction. In about 50 to 100 million years, the process could be complete. The Somali Plate will have fully detached from the Nubian Plate, becoming a new, large island continent, similar to Madagascar or a smaller version of India. The East African Rift Valley will no longer be a valley. It will be a new ocean basin, connecting the Red Sea and the Gulf of Aden to the Indian Ocean in the south. This new sea will separate East Africa from the rest of the continent, creating thousands of kilometers of new coastline. The consequences of this are mind-boggling. It will completely alter regional climates, create new ecosystems, and forge new pathways for evolution. It will, of course, also present immense challenges and opportunities for any life, including future human populations living in the region. So, the next time you look at a map of Africa, remember that you're not just seeing a static piece of land. You're looking at a dynamic, living planet in action. You're seeing the slow, unstoppable birth of a new ocean and the creation of a new continent. It's a powerful reminder that the world we live on is constantly changing, driven by forces we can barely comprehend, writing a new chapter in Earth's long and dramatic history. Thanks for joining this journey into the heart of a splitting continent. If you found this as fascinating as I do, be sure to like the video and subscribe for more deep dives into our incredible world. See you next time.